people. So I am back to BGC.
Full stop. Can't believe I live in your thoughts. I think about you all the time, morning, evening, and midnight. Such a wonderful delight. Forgo, give up everything that
I am back to Manila after attending the Banger Festival in Baguio. My stay in Baguio was super amazing. I really enjoyed it, and I feel like Baguio is a place I'm going to be going to like every month. I wish it were closer to Manila, you know, but the bus drive is like 5 to 6 hours, you know, but even at that, I will try my best to be going there. Before now, I didn't like bus rides that are over like 2 hours, but here I am. I've been to Baguio twice already in 3 months, or actually 2 months actually. I've taken that long bus ride twice already. That's something I wouldn't do when I was back in Nigeria. I really didn't like long bus rides. I would always prefer to fly, you know, to wherever I'm going to. Anyway, so it's evening and I'm taking my usual evening walk. So I stopped by to get some pandesal. As I always do, I never run out of pandesal in my house. I always love to have it there. You know, and interestingly, when I was back in Nigeria, bread wasn't something I used to eat. Like, I would not buy bread. I wouldn't add it to my meal plan at all. I only used to eat bread when our chef prepares it for me. Our chef used to make very nice club sandwich, you know, and that is the only time I used to eat bread. I would never go out of my way to prepare it. But now in the Philippines, I can't do without bread. Like, it's something I always like to have at home. A whole lot has changed since I moved down to the Philippines. You know, cultures are different and everything. And, you know, the experience is different. I've had a lot of culture shock, and that is something I'm not talked about a lot. I should actually do a video. I have a lot of videos I've not done yet that I really want to do, like really sit down and talk about a few things that I've experienced here in the Philippines. Yeah, I should write it down so that I'll get to do those videos. Let me look for a place to sit. Let's talk about one of them. Let's talk about something in this video. So since I came to the Philippines, I have taken about 3 trips out, you know, away from home, alone, you know, like having to stay in hotels all by myself. The first trip I took was back in October when I went to Bulacan, that is about 2 hours out of Manila. And then I went to Cebu in January, and then Baguio in February. So I've taken 3 trips out of Manila on my own. So I had to stay in hotels by myself, go everywhere I wanted to go by myself and all of that. And this last trip to Baguio was one that I got a whole lot of questions and reactions, you know, when people realize that I am alone. They're like, why am I alone? You know, it was almost like a taboo to be alone. So I found a place to sit. I've made myself comfortable so we can have this conversation. So I was trying to explain, like, leaving town, being alone, staying in a hotel, you know, just like doing my stuff alone out there. When I'm out in BGC alone doing my own stuff, nobody has ever like given me any vibe like, why am I alone? Why am I single? Why am I not with a boyfriend or something? You know, no one has ever given me that vibe. It's always when I'm outside of BGC and especially out of Manila. So let me talk about this last time I was in Baguio. By the way, if you've not seen my videos from Baguio, you should watch them. I have several vlogs from Baguio and I still have some more that I've not posted yet. It's gonna take a while to edit, so still expect some videos from Baguio. So while in Baguio, right from when I arrived at the hotel, I got to the hotel and it was around 10 a.m. So I wanted to go have breakfast before anything else, you know, like while waiting for my room to get ready, you know, because it was really an early check-in, so they were cleaning the room. So I wanted to go have breakfast before I go up to my bedroom. So when I went to have breakfast, first question was, am I eating alone? Well, it's okay. They want to know if, you know, table for one kind of thing. So no problem. and I went to sit. I was going through the menu, and then, someone that looked like the manager for that day, was like engaging me in conversation, asking why I am all by myself, no boyfriend, am I just gonna be like that alone, that kind of stuff. And I was like, okay. He was a very conversational person anyway, very nice, friendly person. So I just thought, okay, yeah, he just wants to talk and be friendly. But all through my stay in Baguio, like almost every person I encountered kept asking me why I was alone. So I'm like wondering, don't single people exist in the Philippines? Like, oh my goodness. I got into a taxi, and while having conversation, Filipinos like to have conversations, and I appreciate that a whole lot. People are usually curious, like, what am I doing in the Philippines? Why did I move to the Philippines? How do I find the Philippines? They always want to find out, what my experience is in the Philippines. They always feel like super excited, to see a foreigner like choosing to come to the Philippines, because an average Filipino wants to leave the country, so when they see foreigners coming, they're like so excited about it. So they want to ask your experience and also recommend things you can do here, places you can see. They're always like super, super friendly and very helpful. I do enjoy the conversations. Okay, so this driver, he gets to ask, are you with anybody? Are you with a boyfriend? And I'm like, I am here alone. He literally like turned and looked at me like it was a taboo to be alone. Anyway, I did tell him the first time I was in Baguio I was not alone, but that was just a solo trip, that I took to Baguio. So that is the reaction I got all the time everywhere I went to. They're like, why are you alone? Like, and even in the hotel, the more I stayed, it got to a point where there was one night I was coming back from an outing, and while going upstairs, I met the man I met the first day I arrived that was engaging me in that conversation in the restaurant. He saw me again that evening, and he was like, how have you been? Where have you been? You're alone? You're still alone? How are you coping alone? Like, and he was so far away from me, and he was with other staff, so this was a very loud conversation, and everybody was hearing, and I was like almost like so shy, and he was like, why are you alone? Like, oh my goodness. I began to think, how do single people like cope in this country when there's this expectation that you should be with somebody? When I first came to the Philippines, I did notice that relationships are taken very seriously here. Like, people love to get married, people love to be in relationships. There was always this family relationship love thing going on. I noticed that very, very early, when I came to the Philippines, and I really appreciate that a whole lot. And I know that family relationships are really valued, like here in the Philippines. But where I'm coming from, it's not like we don't value it, we do. But it's not a question you would just ask someone up front, like, why are you alone? Are you single? Are you married? It's a bit sensitive, in my own culture, So that is one of the culture shocks here, because people are more open to talk about things. They can even ask you like straight up, why don't you have children? Why don't you have children? But that is something that you don't really get back home. People find all those kind of questions very sensitive. Someone could get hurt, when you ask them that kind of question. Let's say they've been trying to have a child for a while and it's not coming, and then you come and ask, why don't you have kids? They could feel really sad and bad. It's a very touchy subject. People don't really ask about relationship status and children so upfront, like I get it here in the Philippines. After my experience in Baguio, I was thinking I was gonna come ask my Filipino single friends how they are coping being single in the Philippines, cause everybody, I don't know, you guys should let me know why I get that question a whole lot when I am out by myself. People are always asking me, where is your boyfriend? Where is your man? Why are you single? Why are you alone? I get that. And I know it's from a place of love, yes, but the reaction I get is always almost like it's a taboo, like I should not be alone. I must be with someone, So let's have this conversation in the comment section. And I'm really gonna ask my Filipino friends, what they go through being single here. I remember when I met my friend's mom here in the Philippines, a Filipina, I met her mom for the very first time. And like 1 minute into the conversation, she's telling me how her daughter is single and doesn't have a boyfriend. And I quickly texted my friend and said, your mom said you don't even have a boyfriend. People really value relationships and marriage right here in the Philippines. I'm really aware of that. But I want to know, how do single people feel when they are being asked over and over, why are you single? Where is your man? Where, you know? And men get the question a lot. You know, I'm just speaking based, you know, from my own perspective. I'm a girl. You know, Taya also gets the question a whole lot. He used to tell me whenever he's out alone, people are always asking him, are you married? Do you have a girl? It's not ladies only. All right. So let me know, for the single people, how do you feel when people keep asking you why you're single, why you're not in a relationship, why you don't have a man or a woman? You know, let me know what's the reaction to that, because where I'm coming from, people get offended kinda when people get to ask that kind of question upfront from people they don't know or are not that cordial with. All right, so that's it for today. Let's continue the conversation in the comments. I want to read from you, and please subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Thanks for all the support. I appreciate you all. So let me continue my walk back home. I need to get my phone. Last time I sat here, I forgot my phone. I had to walk back all the way to come and get it. All right, thanks for watching. See you later.